And my injuries that day was I cracked my head, broke the back in 3 places, severed the spinal cord, broke the clavicles, broke the ribs, and chipped a tooth. It's been almost 23 years, and I went in January 3rd to get my shoulder looked at, and I had had 7 previous surgeries on my left shoulder, and they told me they can't fix it, they can replace it. So I thought, okay, so I went in for a full shoulder replacement. Most people in wheelchairs don't have this done. Within 2 weeks after the surgery, it got infected. They fixed the infection in February, then it came back. So February 9th, I had another surgery where they went in and cleaned out the shoulder for the infection. And then I've been on, ever since, antibiotics, PICC line IV, where I have to inject myself every 8 hours with an IV. It's been 22 years, and I'm still dealing with this. It's not going to go away. And now, hopefully, in the next month, I've been functioning without a left shoulder for approximately a month now. It's a tough one, and but it's not going to beat me. But it's very difficult right now. Laurel has to pick me up to get me in bed. I have a hospital bed in the living room. I've been in for 9 months now. This does not go away. It doesn't. I will die in a wheelchair. This is how it's going to end for me. And it's not worth it. Think of your kids. Put a picture of them in your hard hat, on your excavator, something to remind you why you're at work.
Wasn't able to teach our son how to ride a bicycle. He tried and tried and tried, and he kept knocking him over. And our neighbor had to come over and teach him how to ride a bicycle, without the training wheels. It's just something you don't think about. All the sports that Spence was in, and Russ couldn't really participate. I mean, he could be a team dad, but he really couldn't, practice with them and stuff. And he was a really great runner in junior high school, and he actually did a couple marathons, and Spence got the gene, and he was a runner, but they couldn't do it together. By that time, Russ's shoulders were shot already, so just things like that. He couldn't take him, used to go bird hunting a lot over in eastern Washington, couldn't take him to do that. Steelhead holes, pretty much inaccessible. All kinds of things that he used to do, and wanted to do with our son, he wasn't able to.
This gets to you after a while. It's lonely, being in bed by myself all day. I have caregivers come in, have to help me get dressed, get me out of the hospital bed. It's embarrassing, frustrating. You need to let these people know what I'm saying is it's not worth it. Our son Spencer asked me when he was about 7, he goes, "What do you do at these meetings when you talk to the people?" And I told Spencer, I just tell him the story about me falling, whose fault it was, and if they don't listen to me, I tell them to think of their family. And he goes, "Why didn't you think of me?" Just hugged him and said sorry. That's all I could come up with.
The aftermath of a bad fall, it can be really traumatic. If you look at it in terms of an employer or a business, I mean, let's be honest. You've had someone on your watch who got traumatically injured. I mean, that could be devastating to you as a business owner and as an employer. You also have to deal with the fact that, hey, you're one worker down. So it's really going to compromise your ability to get a job done on time. That, of course, is going to affect your profit, the money that you're going to make from that job. You also have to look at the rest of your employees. Now you've got a crew who's got to try to work to make up for that one worker that's down. So they're going to probably overworked. They're going to be exposed to maybe getting hurt themselves, and they're going to be stressed out trying to get that job done quickly to make up for someone being gone.
There's a lot of excuses, shall we say, for not using fall protection or not using it appropriately. Oh, it'll create a trip hazard. Oh, it's a greater hazard. It slows me down. Well, all of those will be vastly changed if one fall injury, or God forbid a fatality occurs, production halts. It's a lot more expensive to take care of an injured person, or sadly a fatality, than it is to purchase the appropriate piece of fall protection equipment.
As an employer and as a business owner, it's going to affect your rates. And you're going to find yourself paying more money in workers' compensation insurance, which is it's going to affect your bottom line. It's even going to affect your ability to go bid for jobs, because there are certain businesses that you're going to go and work for that are going to look at the accidents you've had, the claims you've suffered, maybe even OSHA citations that you've had or complaints. It's really going to affect your ability to get quality work.
Make the decision that your company and the assets that you control, to include your person and your family and those around you, are protected by developing a program that includes your people without regard to the price, because the loss of you personally or the loss of an employee within your company is not recoverable. You don't write a check and make that go away. It's with you forever.